Here's how to solve geometry problems involving midpoints and segment bisectors, whatever those are. So here's our first example, and this one is going to involve a segment bisector. So here we have this blob of geometry, and it's telling us we need to find AB. Now, if you remember how to name lines and line segments and things like that, you may know that for a line segment, which is just a line that doesn't go infinitely, you have to name it by the endpoints. So for example, this segment, when it says AB, that means we're going from A to B here. But because we don't have a line above this, it's actually talking about the distance. Now, in this case, we have what's called a segment bisector, which is just a really fancy name for a line that splits through another line, like perfectly in half. So in this case, the line CD is a segment bisector because it is splitting through A and B perfectly, like in half. It has to go right through the middle. So from A to G is the same length as from G to B. Now, sometimes a problem is just going to say that this line is a segment bisector, but you can also show that it's a segment bisector by these little pink tick marks that I've put here. Basically, little tick marks mean that two things are the same length. So if you put one tick mark on two different like little pieces of a line, then they're going to be the same length. That's what that means in geometry. So in this case, it's saying that they want us to find the distance from A to B. And we already know from A to G, but what about from G to B? Well, because this is a segment bisector and we know that it's splitting it exactly in half, then that means if this side is 8 inches long or 8 centimeters or whatever it is, then the other side has to be 8 as well. So to find the distance from A to B, we know that there's 8 on this side and 8 on this side. So if we add them together, 8 plus 8 is 16, which means that we found AB. AB is equal to 16. So here's another example, and in this one we have a midpoint, and we also have some algebra, our favorite math thing. So in this case, we have a segment EF, because remember, a segment, you call it by its endpoints. So it goes from E to F. And in this case, M is our midpoint. And a midpoint is basically the same thing as a segment bisector, except instead of a line that's splitting it evenly in half, it's just a point. It's just a dot. And again, just like the last problem, it could just say in the problem that M is the midpoint. Or you can show it's the midpoint by putting these little tick marks on the left and right. So the problem is asking us to find EM, which means the distance between E and M. So the distance from here to here. And the problem tells us that it's 4x minus 2. But we don't know what x is equal to. We want to eventually just have a number like 10 or something that just gives us the distance. So it seems like the logical thing to do to figure out the distance between E and M is to figure out what x is equal to, because then we can just plug it in for x and then figure out what the distance is. So to do this, we're going to have to turn on our algebra brains a little bit. Remember when I said that the tick marks mean that they're the same distance. So we know that the 4x minus 2 distance is the same as the 3x plus 3 distance. So what we can do is set up an algebra problem where these are equal to each other, because we know that 4x minus 2 has to be the same as 3x plus 3 because they're equal. Now, if you don't quite remember how to solve for x in an algebra problem, I know you probably haven't done this in a while, then there's a card on the screen. You can watch the video on solving for x if you want and come back here. But remember that our goal is to get x by itself on one side of the equation. And that's a little complicated here because we have an x on both sides of the equation. So we have to get rid of one of them. I'm going to get rid of the 3x first and not the 4x because it's going to avoid giving us negative numbers. So to get rid of this 3x from the equation, because it's being added to the equation, we need to subtract it and subtract 3x on both sides. So these cancel out. And on the right side, we're just left with 3. And on the left side, we have 4x minus 3x. 4 minus 3 is 1. And remember that you don't have to write the 1. You don't have to write 1x. We can just write x. And then the minus 2 is going to stay as well. And now we just have a one-step algebra problem because we have x by itself, except the only thing in its way is the minus 2. So to get rid of the minus 2, we'll do the opposite of minus, which is plus, and add 2 to both sides. So these cancel out. And on the left side, we just have x. And on the right side, we have 3 plus 2, which is 5. So x is equal to 5. Now, a common mistake is to just take x equals 5 and go, oh, well, that's our answer, right? We solved it. But remember what the question is asking. The question is asking, what is EM? So even though 5 is not our answer, we figured out what x is. So to figure out the distance between E and M, what we can do is we can plug 5 back into x and then solve this. And this will give us the distance between E and M. So we're going to rewrite 4x minus 2. But instead of x, we're going to put 5. And remember that when it says 4x and there's no like sign in between, that means multiplication. So this is going to be 4 times 5. So 4 times 5 is 20, and 20 minus 2 is 18. So our final answer is 18. That is the distance between E and F. So now you know how to solve problems involving segment bisectors and midpoints, and how you can use algebra to solve geometry problems. Now after this video, you must be saying, wow, I love doing algebra with midpoints. Well, good news, there's more algebra to do with midpoints, and it's called the midpoint formula. So if you want to learn how to use that, you can watch this video right here. And as always, if you have any questions about this video, go ahead and leave it in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer your question. Thanks for watching.